It's different for me because I'm so used to pitching to raise funding for my company, so this is the first time that I'm actually sharing a personal story as to how I got to where I am. So my name is Sarah, and about 5 years ago, I founded the company Style ID. Style ID identifies items on screen, so if you're watching How to Get Away with Murder or Scandal and you see something you like, we'll tell you where to get it. Yeah, so I came up with the idea 3 years earlier while watching one of my favorite soap operas, Young and the Restless. And I saw this really pretty red dress that I was looking for an occasion that was coming up. So I spent hours online searching for this red dress with no luck. At that time, it was 3 years earlier before I launched Style ID, and I just thought, you know what, somebody else will create it. So this kept happening to me like weeks and months. I'm always looking and wanting things that I see on screen and not able to find them. So finally, I decided to create an app for that. Nobody said entrepreneurship would be easy, but for people who look like me, it comes with its own unique set of challenges. So in order to help other entrepreneurs face those challenges, I launched Innovate Inclusion. It's a not-for-profit that advocates for the economic success of tech talent and entrepreneurs from underrepresented communities. So through my involvement in the tech scene, I've had the opportunity to participate in world-class incubators, grow my team, and celebrate a lot of wins. But I've also experienced a lot of unnecessary stress. And looking back at all those missteps, I noticed one thing. I didn't trust my gut. So I believe a skill that all leaders need to develop is the ability to listen to and trust their gut. It will save you time, money, and a lot of stress. The first time I decided to not trust my better judgment, I was getting ready to onboard a candidate. The entire time I was sitting there, something just didn't feel right. But I dismissed all of these signs as just, part of being an introvert. I just needed to go back home and decompress and everything would be okay. So I ignored my gut and I ended up onboarding that candidate. And through that, I realized that you can't always make the right decision, but you can make a decision and then make it right. Still working on making that right. Lawyers are expensive. The second time I chose to ignore my gut, I was a quarter of the way through a year-long program. Whatever I did to create, really good stuff out of this contract, there was just like some type of disconnect. So I approached my team and I said, hey team, what do you think we should do about this? Should we let this contract go and just move forward, or should we, stick it out to the end? Before I approached my team, I let them know I have this sinking feeling in my gut. My anxiety is really rising, and my heart would beat so fast every time I would work on this project. And it's not something that I wanted to carry through, but I thought it would be a good idea to just ask my team, see what they thought. And just like that, I was sentenced to 8 more months of hell. But I really credit those 8 months with giving me the ability to really learn and understand what my body was trying to tell me. So just a few short months after that, I had the opportunity to onboard another candidate. And of course, we met for coffee. And something didn't feel right. But this time, instead of ignoring my gut, I chose to do a body scan. And I realized that I was experiencing the same feeling that I was a couple years earlier at the coffee shop and while working on the contract for the year earlier. So, of course, it was that sinking feeling in the gut, anxiety rising, and my heart just beating really fast. So next I questioned myself. Is there an alternative explanation to this? Was a pitch coming up that I was really nervous about? Or maybe I should just stop meeting people in coffee shops in the late afternoon? And I also checked for unconscious bias. When I wasn't able to find an explanation, 24 hours later, I reviewed all of the information at hand, and for the first time ever, I actively trusted my gut, and I made a decision, and it was a definitive no. There are about 2.5 million gigabytes of storage in the human brain. The top-of-the-line iPhone only has 256. Yes. And the slowest speed that this information is passing around your brain is at 260 miles per hour. And as you move through your daily life, you collect experiences, each of which are stored and recalled when needed. And as you know, entrepreneurs and businesses, they rely on data and research to confirm and support decisions. And just as a computer can predict outcomes, your body has been designed to do the same thing. So, Let's all take a moment and do a body scan. Information can manifest through various changes in the body. How's everybody in here feeling? Anybody muscles tight? Are you feeling a little bit nervous, breathing fast, shaking? So next what we want to do is check for alternative explanations. So maybe your muscles are tight because you went a little bit too hard at the gym last night. Or maybe you're breathing fast because you're excited about an upcoming opportunity. But this is a step where we want to check for unconscious bias. We need to ensure that what we're feeling in favor of or against isn't for unfair reasons. And finally, once you're able to accurately listen to your gut, incorporate those gut feelings with other sources of information to inform your final decision. Listening to your gut takes practice, and it all depends on your ability to actually check in with yourself. Save yourself time, money, and a lot of headache. Trust your gut, it knows what your head hasn't figured out yet. Thank you.